All right, folks, and now we're going to switch to the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce show, which is part of the Community Programming Initiative right here on WJOB. Perhaps the longest-serving program on WJOB, part of the Community Programming Initiative. But before we go to the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber, I want to give people an update on traffic. That accident down on the 9200 block of Indianapolis. This is from Region News Source. Again, Region News Source always keeps us up to date on everything. Highland police say a 47-year-old man was killed early Wednesday morning after his vehicle left the roadway and crashed along Indianapolis Boulevard. Officers were dispatched to the scene at 4:39 a.m. in the 9200 block of Indianapolis. Report of a rollover crash. When officers arrived, they found a 2021 Jeep had gone off the roadway for unknown reasons and entered an empty lot at 9227 Indianapolis and struck a tree. The impact caused the Jeep to roll over. The driver, the sole occupant, was pronounced dead at the scene. Lake County Coroner's Office and reconstruction team responded to assist with the investigation. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. No further details at this time. So we've been reporting on that all morning. And again, thanks to Paul Goddard and Region News Source for that. And sorry to hear that somebody lost their life. But on far better news, let's talk about the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce. And to lead things off, we have our Executive Director, Joe Merzen, here. So, Joe, if you want to take it away with some announcements.
Morning, Tom. Thanks for having us on again. All right. First and foremost, we have our dinner at the Elks Lodge every Wednesday evening from 5 to 8 p.m. throughout November and the first weekend or the first Wednesday in December. We also have Whiting Public Library upcoming events every Saturday in November, starting off with Travels with Tony, Kalita Magic Show, Medicare Workshop, and also Chocolate Bingo. So if you want to get involved and start heading over to the library, got some cool activities throughout the month of November for you. Moving on, we have the Marion Theater Guild presents A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, starring one of our very own at the Chamber, our editor,
Elliot Beebot.
Yep. So opening weekend, Saturday, November 8th and 15th at 7:30. And then Sunday, November 9th and 16th at 3 p.m. So Saturdays.
And Marion Theater Guild, just by the way, is the oldest continuing community theater program in the state of Indiana.
I did not know that.
That's why I said it.
All right.
There you go. Go ahead.
Fun fact for the viewers. On Tuesday, November 11th, the city of Whiting will have its Veterans Day parade and ceremony. Get up a little early. You can go get some coffee and donuts at 9 a.m. at the American Legion Post 80. The parade down 119th Street starts at 10:45, and the ceremony will begin at 11 a.m. sharp.
And I've talked about this morning on the radio, but the reason for 11 a.m. is the armistice for World War I was signed on the at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And that's why Veterans Day is held on November 11th. And again, it's a small ceremony, but it's a great patriotic ceremony. And if nothing else, find yourself in downtown Whiting next Tuesday, November 11th at 11 a.m. to pay tribute to our veterans.
Next on the hit list is the Whiting-Robertsdale Crime Watch meeting on Thursday, November 13th at 6:30. That is held at Calumet College in room 200. So moving on to more chamber-like activities, we got the Wine, Dine, Shop, and Hops here Saturday, November 15th from 11 to 4. And this is held downtown Whiting, 119th Street. Participating venues include Mind Benders, Puzzles and Games, Nostalgic Treasures, Sun Catchers, the Junkyard T-Shop, T-Shirt Shop, Resale by the Lake, and many more. On to the next one, we have American English, A Night with the Beatles. So this will be a Beatles tribute band, American English, performing at the Hoosier Theater. So if you're a Beatles fan, come on and join them.
And that is when? That's
November 15th at
November 15th.
7. Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, and of course, it's a live act at the Hoosier Theater. The Hoosier Theater is known for first-run movies, but they're also doing some live acts these days. Hoosier Theater is probably the last vaudevillian theater left in the state of Indiana.
Vaudevillian.
The days of vaudeville. You'd have to know what vaudeville is, but vaudeville was basically kind of traveling entertainment troupes that occurred before talking movies.
Oh, okay.
Talking movies.
All right, I learned something today.
Yeah, there you go.
On to the next one. We have Beer Bootleggers and Back Rooms When Whiting Went Dry. So this is presented by the Whiting-Robertsdale Historical Society at the Standard Tap Room.
And does it say who the presenter is?
Yes, so we have the guest speakers, Ron Tabachinsky and Jason Miller.
Yeah, so Ron Tabachinsky, I have heard Ron speak before. Ron is an amazing presenter, and this is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, it should be a pretty cool event. You could kind of get a glimpse into, when alcohol wasn't allowed and hear local tales of bootlegging, law enforcement, and just how Whiting residents kind of kept the drinking culture alive during Prohibition. So that's actually on Monday, November 24th at 6 p.m., and the doors open at 5.
The claim was is that nobody took a bath on Sunday or Monday because they didn't come till Tuesday to drain the bathtub.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Different times.
Don't know if it's true, but that was a claim. Don't want to know.
Allegedly. Center Lounge's 15th annual community Thanksgiving dinner is held on Thursday, November 27th at Center Lounge Restaurant, 1312 119th Street in Whiting. So free dinners will be served in the rear dining room from noon to 4, and carry-out dinners are available in local delivery as well to local Whiting-Robertsdale.
And this is one of the reasons why, one of the many reasons why Karen Holmes, the owner of Center Lounge, basically was named Citizen of the Year some years ago. Since I'm on the selection committee, I can tell you that Karen organizes this every year, and she does a great job, and it's a free dinner. There are a lot of people out there that don't have the family, the wherewithal, whatever, to celebrate Thanksgiving, and so they get a great dinner at Center Lounge.
The next one is Friday, November 28th, the Christmas Wreath Workshop at St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church. So that'll be 6:30 on Friday, Saturday, November 29th at 10:30. And what you're doing here, it includes creating your very own 14-inch festive wreath. Fresh greenery and embellishments are included. So I talked to Father Andrew. He said this is a hot ticket item, and spots are going quick. So if you're interested,
and if anybody can embellish Christmas wreaths, it would be Father Andrew. So there you go.
You know what? Sometimes you got to sell, and
that's right.
Seems like a good opportunity.
Father Andrew Summerson, great guy, the pastor of St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church, and this is a great event. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. He seems to be excited about it. Looking forward to it. Next, upcoming in December, we have the City of Whiting's annual Illuminated Christmas Parade on Friday, Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m., and this will be held on 119th Street in downtown Whiting.
And the parade is a massive success every year. The streets are just totally packed with people. So you need to get there early. It is an illuminated parade, and it's just a one-of-a-kind event in Northwest Indiana, so go out and see it.
Yeah, and I think I heard from a little bird that Mrs. Claus might be in this.
Mrs. Claus might be in the parade. Santa Claus is in the parade. It's a great parade, and again, can't say enough about it. City of Whiting puts it on, does a great job.
Yeah, it's really cool that we live in a city that is so lively and puts on special events like this for the community to get together and celebrate, the important things.
And again, it draws people from all over.
Exactly.
It really does.
Exactly. The 4th annual Whiting Kris Kringle Market is going to be the weekend of Friday, December 5th through Sunday, December 7th. So on Friday, we're going to be open from 4 to 9, so come stop by, grab some gifts at the Whiting Family YMCA once you're done with the parade.
Yeah, so the first 3 Whiting Christmas Kringle Markets were chaired by yours truly. The first one with myself and John Sopo, and we started it, and we had it under a tent next to the Elks for 3 years along 119th Street, just east of New York Avenue. But to be very honest with you folks, it was quaint, it was fun. But the weather doesn't cooperate with tents, and it always seemed to rain, and trying to keep tents heated became very, very expensive, and so it's been moved now inside to the YMCA, the former Whiting Community Center. So it's a great location, just a hop, skip, and a jump, less than a block off of 119th Street. So go out and enjoy the Kris Kringle Market, and I believe there's some horse, yes.
Yes. So on Saturday, December 6th, from 11 to 5 p.m., there will be horse-drawn wagon rides as well. So Tom informed me that this is a big draw, and people really look forward to it.
Huge draw. In fact, Jed and Alexis and their grandkids went on the ride, I think, last year or year before last, and it's a huge draw. These are, I forget the name of the horses, but these are great, big, huge horses. They kind of remind you of Clydesdales, and it's phenomenal, and it's very, very popular. You need to book your reservations in advance because they sell out so quickly.
Yes, and those will go live on Monday.
Yep.
As far as the events for the chamber goes, that's about it.
Well, there is one more. I had this sent to me, and that is St. John the Baptist Catholic Parish is having a all-you-can-eat spaghetti dinner on November 14th, which is a Friday, from 7:30 p.m. from 3:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. In the panel room. Adults $10, seniors $8. Someone over 63 gets a discounted price, and children 6 and under $6. So it is a all-you-can-eat spaghetti dinner on November 14th, Friday, November 14th, at St. John the Baptist Catholic Parish in Whiting. It'll be held in the school in the panel room. So. With that, any questions about any of the announcements that Joe's covered this morning? You can always contact the Chamber of Commerce at
219-659-0292.
So there you go. Lots of things going on in Whiting, Robertsdale coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we encourage you to enjoy all those festivities. Don't forget the Marian Theater Guild, American English, the spaghetti dinner, the Elks dinners, and everything else, and of course the parade coming up in December. So lots of things going on. But we have a guest with us this morning, and you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name's Jacob. First of all, I want to say thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun. Jacob Francisci, I'm with Region Records. We have 2 locations. We have a location over in Highland, downtown Highland, and then our newest location over at 1343 119th Street over in downtown Whiting.
So I don't know if you heard this morning, but Jed Dielow, the owner of the station, was on earlier, and he announced that we're actually going to move over the course of the next few months, we're going to move the studios back to the original transmitter studio building and studios down the street where the tower is.
Oh.
And the reason why I bring that up is because WJOB has boxes and boxes of old records.
Oh, man.
So there you go. And I think you and I talked a little bit about this before.
Yeah.
That WJOB has this old record collection, and Gino and Dave on Saturdays play some of them. But what is the fascination? So Region Records, again, give the location in downtown Whiting.
Downtown Whiting, that's 1343 119th Street.
So there is a fascination and kind of a resurgence of interest in records. And explain that.
Well, there's so much that goes into that, and I think there's a few different factors that come into play. I think right now, especially with media like films and music, they're bringing a lot more of that vintage sound or that vintage aesthetic, whether that's, movies that are taking place more in the 80s and the 70s that are making younger people more interested in vintage music, whether that's vinyl, cassettes. We even get people asking about 8-tracks now, which almost are non-existent unless you have a car.
And I don't know why anybody. I'm sorry. Okay, I get the interest in cassettes. I get the interest even in reel-to-reel. Certainly in records. All right, still have a lot of records, record albums myself. Still have a turntable. I have a linear turntable actually that still works. But I have no interest in listening to an 8-track because an 8-track was the worst idea that man ever came up with. It changes like right in the middle of the song, okay? I can remember like Boston. It would be like, what? Oh, yeah. And then it played the rest of the song.
So that kind of leads into where I'm going. A lot of it comes from nostalgia. So if you look at specifically like collectibles in general, over the course of the pandemic, for instance, where you had so many people that were just at home, they were going, man, what did I used to do as a kid? What did I used to do when I was home? And right away you get any form of collectibles. You had baseball cards, comics, and especially, records and physical media of music that just blew up, And I think now it's still something that is just staying. I mean, it's undeniable that the accessibility of music and media currently in the state of, the internet world is so available to everybody. But while, yes, I can go and look up any song I want on my phone and pull it up right on the spot, there's something very special about having the physical piece of music that you can look at, that you can hold. I mean, I could put a song in front of you and you go, wow, that's really cool. But if I pull the album out, you go, whoa,
Well, you used to sit there. I mean, of course, I grew up with albums. So you used to sit there and you'd read the album or stare at the album. And, I mean, I know there's some listeners who'll remember, and no, you're not going to call in and say the specifics. But, I mean, I remember, for example, there was an album by Heart, okay, and not the lead singer, but the guitarist that everybody and their brother basically looked at because the way she's dressed on the album, all right? You used to sit there and, you stared at the album for Stairway to Heaven for Led Zeppelin, and you kind of looked for things, and you'd say to your friend, "Hey, look, I found this on the album." I mean, people, it was a whole different experience listening to music when albums were there, because again, it was not just the album itself; it was the artwork. It was you heard all these different tracks, all these different songs that were on the album. But as I understand it too, and you may know more about this than me, but when they converted from albums to CDs, they compressed a lot of basically they compressed the tracks basically.
Yeah, correct.
And so there's the argument that an album sounds crisper. It has a more wide range of sound when you're playing it off of an album than off of a CD.
Yeah, so any form of music that's being transferred, especially something being transferred from it being recorded, like let's say anything in the 70s that was recorded on a reel being transferred onto digital, for instance, you're compressing a lot of that sound, and when you pull it back up, it's a lot of those extra noises are left out. A lot of the stuff that was, maybe the guitarist, you don't hear as clear. You can't pick the individual instruments out as clearly as you would be able to on a reel or a vinyl, for instance. And, the argument goes so deep, and there's been times we've had people set up CD players right next to the record player and play the same song at the same time and swap between them and go, you see how different it sounds? And yes, there is a clear difference. There's a clear difference between cassettes and vinyls and CDs and digital. And there is a difference, and I will say there are people who will come in and argue that all day. And but at the end of the day, it is all personal preference. We do get people going, yeah, vinyl does sound better, but it's 10 times more convenient for me to have 100 CDs than it is for me to have 100 records. It's cheaper for me to have 100, cassette tapes than it is for the reels or whatever. So there's definitely a difference. I think there is a lot of personal preference that goes into that as well, because then you get into, what brand of system you're playing it on and what type of music you're playing, and it just turns into a never-ending debate,
And again, I mean, it's popular. My daughter Rachel, Joe, you know her very well. She's into albums. She's into listening to records. I mean, do you listen to records at all, or have you not made the jump?
Me personally, I do not, but I know that it is very trendy. One of your record players looks good. It's a talking piece in your house as well.
Not a surprise Rachel would be into records.
Yeah, exactly. She's par for the course.
Yes, exactly. It's par for the course
Taylor
for Rachel.
Swift album.
Yes. Okay, well, there you go. give the hours and location again, because we got about 5 minutes left. So
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we're located at 1343 119th Street over in downtown Whiting. And right now, for the moment, we're only open Fridays and Saturdays, 12 to 8. So, feel free to stop on by. We have a lot of different things for people. And we're also very interested in buying records. We're one of the few record stores. A lot of record stores, they buy records, but they also go through distributors and things like that. We're one of the few record stores that only does, we only buy what comes through the door. So
and just so people understand, look, there are a lot of listeners who fit in my age group, and they think of Hegwish Records. Okay, it's a throwback to Hegwish Records, folks. When you walk into Region Records, you get that vibe, you get that feeling of going back to to Hegwish Records. So anybody that's over age 40 knows what I'm talking about. And Region Records, both your locations, but especially the one in Whiting,
Yeah.
I had that feel like, oh my God, I'm back at I'm back at Hegwish Records.
Yeah, and one other thing I'd like to talk about really quick is
Sure.
that we also provide, we also sell vintage equipment, more so in our Highland location, but we do have some in our Whiting location. But 60s, 70s, early 80s, all vintage equipment, all fully serviced, warranted. We have technicians that work on all that stuff. So, it's one of the few places that still keeps that alive, and it is really fascinating. We do get compared a lot to Hegwish Records, and obviously I'm only 25, so I wasn't around to really experience that, but I still see the records with Hegwish stickers still on them, and
Back in the day,
yeah,
back in the day, it was the place to be. There's no doubt about it. Your parents know all about it, Joe. Since I'm friends with your parents, they know all about Hegwish Records, and Region Records has kind of recaptured that vibe and that environment. So if you want to step back into time, for those of you who are in your 40s or above, go to Region Records on Fridays or Saturdays in downtown Whiting. Can't miss the store right on 119th Street.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of sits almost, if you take Clark, you don't make the turn. You kind of be right in the doors.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a great location, and you want to go there. It is an amazing place. Again, a recent addition to downtown Whiting, and welcome.
Oh yeah, no,
You guys also have an event coming up,
yes,
right?
I wanted
Okay.
to tie that
Yeah,
in.
please, because we're going to run out of time.
Yep. So he was just speaking about American English being at the Hoosier Theater. The same day before the show, we're going to be at our store. We're going to have a Beatles open mic. So we're going to have, feel free to come on by if you have some songs you want to do. We're going to have that available for the community as well.
And what time does that start?
So that, I don't have an exact time yet. I want to say that's going to start around 4 or 5 or so. It's only going to be, 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. People can just come by and
you're
hang out
just you're like 3 doors away from the Hoosier Theater.
You
so.
are 20 steps away, so it's hard to miss. It's hard to not want to check that out for sure.
This is great, and welcome to the community. Great store, folks. Again, visit Region Records on 119th Street in downtown Whiting. Don't forget American English, and they're going to have the open mic, the Beatles open mic. And for any and all questions about anything going on in Whiting-Robertsdale, give the Chamber a call. And, Joe, the number again?
219-659-0292.
And this ends the monthly edition of the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce Show on WJOB. Folks, keep it tuned here all day, all night, all week to WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday morning beginning at 6 a.m. right here in the same spot. Take care, folks.
Teen parents face overwhelming challenges, but with the right support, they can build bright futures for themselves and their children.
Mental Health America's ETAP program provides education, mentorship, and resources to help young parents graduate.
Right now, your donation goes twice as far. Thanks to a generous match, every dollar given up to $30,000 is doubled, but only until March 31st.
Scan the QR code, visit MHANWI.org, or mail your check to ETAP Match today.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
Do you want to get a vaccine, but it's difficult to get to your healthcare provider? Call the folks at Right Care Pharmacy. They'll come to your home, discuss your vaccination status with you, and administer the appropriate vaccine with expertise. They offer vaccines for flu, shingles, pneumonia, hepatitis A and B, TDAP, RSV, and COVID. They've been serving the Lake and Porter County community for over 11 years and are fluent in Spanish. Call Right Care Pharmacy at 219-655-5028.
Do you like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
If you're thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW, Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.